Thank you very much, Presiding Officer. I think reading through the document that the UK Government was forced to release by the courts, you understand why the UK Government didn't want the public to see this. I'm reminded of Aaron Bevan when he told us, how can wealth persuade poverty to use its political power to keep wealth in power? This is a document that describes the impact of Brexit on the poorest people of this country. It describes the impact of no deal on the sick, on the vulnerable. It describes how the people who can barely afford to buy food today and rely on food banks will see increases in food prices and a reduction of access to fresh food. This is a document that the UK Government sought to keep secret. It is also, First Minister, of course, a document that doesn't mention Wales. Devolved administrations are mentioned in the penultimate paragraph in terms of fishery protection. There is nothing here, yet the UK Government, you would have hoped, would understand that many of the matters here are the responsibility of the Welsh Government. Many of the responsibilities in dealing with these matters are the responsibility of the Welsh Government. And First Minister, can you reassure us that the United Kingdom Government understands in any way the impact of a no-deal Brexit on the poorest people in this country? And can you reassure us, First Minister, that this Welsh Labour Government will continue to stand up for people in communities up and down this country?
Well, I thank Alan Davies for that question. I hear members around the Chamber who persuaded people in Wales to leave the European Union now trying to deny the impact that that will have in their lives. And there is no denying it. If you read Yellowhammer, it is as clearly set out there as you could wish. People who live on the smallest incomes in our society spend a larger proportion of their incomes securing the basics of everyday life, food, energy, fuel. It takes a far higher proportion of their incomes than it does people in this chamber. And they will have to find money to deal with the consequences of Brexit, and they will be the least able people to do that. I can give Alan Davies an absolute assurance. I attended a meeting of the latest UK committee myself last week. I pointed to that paragraph in Yellowhammer. I asked the UK Government what plan it had to put money into the pockets of those families in Wales and in the United Kingdom whose incomes have been held down, who have seen prices rising and will now be asked to pay the cost of a no-deal Brexit. It's their responsibility to do that. It's the very least that they should do to protect those most vulnerable people.